Let me very respectfully stand on every and all due existing protocols. Mine is going to be more of an interactive section because I want to learn. I want to listen to you. I want to listen to your questions, be able to answer them, and be able to take notes. As you've listened to Professor Tommy, who I've told you about what we're doing, we're not trying to run the usual politics where somebody is campaigning to be president or to be governor, to be anything. We're trying to bring a change in a collapsed system. And when we mean bring a change, bring a true change, a change that is committed where all of you and everybody is involved. We want to take back our country. We believe that today our country is not governed or served by people who believe in the country. I've been going about, you are the 6th stop. I have touring various cities from Germany to Toronto to everywhere. You are the 6th one. Everywhere I go and see huge number of Nigerians. The question is, who is remaining in Nigeria? Those who are remaining are probably those who couldn't get out. And as I go about, I ask myself a question. And I look around and ask myself, what makes this place better than Nigeria? We have free market, actually. We have very strong free market policies. We have better weather. We have better environment. We have better food. Everything, we're family, we're better people, I can tell you. You can be hungry in Nigeria and your neighbor can give you food. If you're hungry in America, nobody's going to give you food. So we have everything. So what is wrong? How did we get to a stage where today nobody wants to go back there? How did we get to a stage where we have millions of people in a country that is so blessed with everything, hungry? How do we get to where the place has become one of the worst places when you talk about terrorism, kidnapping, all forms of criminality? How did we get where, if you refer people unemployed in the world, we're there? What happened? This is a country. In the 80s, most of you went to school in Nigeria, and I'm proud to say you're Nigerian. In the 80s, you cannot compare Nigeria with China, with Korea, with all these countries. We had 3 times the reserve of China. Today have 3 trillion. These are countries that we cannot compare us with. People used to come from Saudi and everything to patronize our teaching hospitals and everything. So how did we get here? Indians were all over the place in Nigeria as teachers. Philippines, and everything. Today, we are going to India. We want to just escape to anywhere, no matter where it is. How did we get here? All you are seeing in Nigeria today is cumulative effect of leadership failure over the years. The only thing that Nigeria lacked is leadership. And that is the leadership that brought us where we now have the highest number of people living in poverty in the surface of the earth. Where we now have the highest unemployment. Where we now live in fear of insecurity. And we don't know where. And some of you who are lucky to be here, as those said, are faced with double tragedy. I will explain it to you. So what are we trying to do? Is what part I've explained to you. Ours is that we can take this place back. We can fix it. It looks difficult. Countries have gone through this. It's mentioned to you about what happened in India. It happened in Brazil or South America. We're in a total mess a few years ago. All they needed was have people who are prepared to sacrifice and say, we can change here. We can fix it. And it can happen. We have the people. We're assembling it as a team. We don't want somebody to go in and say, oh, I'm Mr. Obi, I'm president. It's time for everybody to remove all those. When the MC was announcing, he was trying to call everybody honorable. MC, we're trying to remove all those titles. We want to remove the fire. We don't want to call people excellence again in Nigeria, because there's nothing excellent there again. We don't want people to be distinguished. When I came in here, like I said to every other place I've been, I saw people, but I noticed that maybe it wasn't you people, because I'm not happy. And I thank people of Saya that we're doing this in a church. That's actually where we should be now. So wherever I go, they've been trying to celebrate or sing, and I said, no more celebration in Nigeria. It is time for us to get to work and fix the country. The potentialities are there. It's going to be difficult. Extremely difficult. Let nobody kid you. The next government is not going to be easy. It is going to be difficult. Very, very difficult, because your country is bankrupt. It doesn't have resources again. If you listen to next year's budget, it will frighten you. Somebody asked me this morning, that everybody's been asking, Peter, how do you think this will work? How do you have a situation where, just to give you an example, the first 4 months of this year, January to April 30th, our revenue is 1,063 billion naira. But our expenditure within the same period was 4,720 billion. So if you minus, the deficit is 3.1 trillion. So how does a business that spends 3 times its revenue survive? How are you going to do it? That's what everybody's been asking. Peter, do you think this can survive? My answer is very difficult, but the business can survive. It can survive with borrowing money. Our next year budget is going to be about 18 trillion, and we're going to borrow 11. Again, the question is, how is this business going to survive? And I told somebody earlier this morning, I said to him, the business will survive. Businesses have come back from bankruptcy, even in America. What it needs is that it needs competent managers who have the capacity and vision to run it, and can understand that it will no longer run the way it's been running. Managers that can understand that this is time to shut down the cost. Managers that understand that you can no longer continue the consumptive way the country is going. The country must go into production. People who understand that you can no longer borrow money for consumption. You borrow money for investment. That is the only way you can come back alive. And that's what we need. But to do that requires a lot. Prof, I've told you about foreign investor. That is my main topic with you who are here. Why am I going around talking to you, pleading with you? One is that you are the main and number one and most important foreign investor the country requires. Nobody, no foreigner can come and invest in Nigeria unless you come and invest. And you are investing to save yourself. Because what are you doing today? Your case is a double whammy. You've run away because you think things are bad. That's why you are here. You didn't come here because you want to be here. At least 70% of you. That's true. You came because you ran away. But what is even worse for you? You ran away and you are not in a problem. Because here you are working very hard and you can't live in peace because the people you left behind, you have to take care of them. So you have a crisis. Because if you are left on your own, it would have been better. But now, for every 10 calls you receive, it's 10 problems, if not 11. And you can't say no. Because even if you hate them, you will not sleep. Remembering that they are there. They're hungry. You become everything. You are the funeral director. Anybody dies, you have to come and bury the person. You are a doctor. You are a nurse. Because everybody that is sick is looking for you. So they turn into everything. At that stage, you don't even have peace. So your problem is more. So you have a duty. If you fix there and it's working, then you reduce your own pressure. So you owe a duty to fix there. If you fix there and make that place productive, what do? You become richer. Today, Paris told you, I know that for sure. I lived in the UK for 10 years. My neighbor, I live in my farmhouse. I live in number 66. My neighbor was in 64. Because things started working well in his country, in India, he went there and built a factory. The factory employed people from his area. They were producing, they were being paid salary, and he was exporting the goods to the UK and making more money. All these tech companies you see in India, those who started them started from here. So in their own case, they were investing, they're making money, they became richer. In your own case, you're throwing money because you're not a welfare officer who is throwing his money there and you're not getting anything. So you're becoming poorer and the other people are not doing anything because they're not producing anything. So you're going to live your life and die doing welfare. No. If you have the place to work and it becomes productive, you are the first people who are going to come without your resources. That's what my neighbor did. He borrowed money from UK, mortgaged his house, took the money and built a factory. But you know today, everything you take back there is gone. No, no return. Nothing. Have you ever taken anything back and you saw any return? No. More complaint will come. In fact, before that one reach, they sent the new batch of one you need to attend to. You can't even go back because of insecurity. Now people bury by Zoom. I've gone to burial recently. The children are talking to us in Zoom. It's only people like me that were there. So you see the crisis you face. So you must fix there. Because the problem of there is just leadership. Simple. Nothing else. Not anybody tell you, oh, there's a problem with that. There's no problem with Nigeria. Problem with Nigeria is that you hired incompetent people who don't have any capacity to do anything. So all they do is tell you in schools, tell you a story. There's nothing insecure in a place. It's either you have a state or you don't have a state. You can't have non-state actors be more powerful than state. It's not possible. You can't have a state where they now tell you that people are stealing Nigerian oil. Oil is not something you put in your pocket. It's not a grocery thing. For you to steal oil, it has to be through ship. The ship have to come into your waters. Navy have to approve for ship to come into your waters. Because you have a navy. So it is being stolen by the same people. That's what Pat was trying to tell you. Those structures they tell you people we don't have is structure of criminality. It is that structure that I want to remove. Because that structure is structure that made it. So it's simple. There's no reason anybody. So anybody who tell you insecurity is this, yes. Everybody knows that the more you pull people out of poverty, the more you reduce criminality. The more you equip your police and everything, I said, everybody knows that. It is important. Structure that makes it impossible that you can't invest in human capital development. Everybody knows that the more you invest in education of your people, the more money you make. Nigeria have enough population. Somebody got up here and said, oh, we now get from Diaspora remittances about 20 billion or 30 billion or 20 something billion. No, I want it to be 50 billion. We will do like other countries where we educate our people and have a ministry that ensure how they even leave the country in an organized manner. And they remit money. Because we have the population. We have everything. We have a country with vast land. Vast cultivated land. And people are begging for food. It does not happen anywhere in the world. Only in Nigeria. We have millions of people that are not contributing anything except disturbing you. People are stealing our commonwealth without conscience. And like I saw some of you are equally supporting them. That's true. I was governor. I used to visit here in America. And when I come, they say, this man has bought house here. This governor, the other one has bought house here. This one has bought house here. You can buy your own here. You can do this. And I ask them, why would Peter Obi own a house in America? Do I live in America? What type of madness is that? And all of you know that at the time you are advising this man, he never owned a house like I'm here now. I don't own anything in America. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And you know that when this man was going around preaching and telling you people, he did not own a house. And suddenly when he now becomes president, he comes and buys it. And you people, some of you will even say he's doing housewarming. Some of you will even come and pray for him. When you know the exact thing to do, that they have to call police and tell him this man has stolen our money. Because you know where the money came from. It was your money. The man didn't own it at the time he was telling you. Now he will start telling you that I used to have money. So why didn't you buy it before? Why now? These are things we must. Let nobody tell you fighting corruption is not a problem. We cannot collectively. So when I say the leaders are incompetent, I also question the insane complacency of the followers. Because they just stay and allow people to celebrate. Everywhere I've been in the past 4 days, I've asked people and tell them my experience of traveling to America, going to this and everything. That I asked the people in the plane when I was traveling, I said, I had 2 Nigerians with me. And I asked them one question. Why are we in this plane? Why did we follow this pilot? Did you people know where he came from? Everybody answered me, no. So why did we enter the plane? Thank you. Because we believe he's qualified to fly the plane. That was the reason why none of us knew the pilot. And I gave him another example, which I gave yesterday in Houston. That I once wanted to go and study in East Africa how education works. And because I was every other airline was exorbitant, I decided to find one that is cheaper. And I saw Air Rwanda. And then I bought the ticket of Air Rwanda. I never flown them before. And then when I go home, my wife said to me, Peter, have you flown Air Rwanda before? I said, no. He said, Peter, I can't understand you. You just go and buy a ticket of the people, airline you don't know about, you don't know where they're coming from. I say, I'm sure the people there are pilots. They can't put plane on the air if they're not pilots. Because they don't want to die. So I'll follow them. Whatever happens, they will all die, including the pilot. But what happened? I said to them, When I arrived at the airport, everyone had of the earth. You see Nigeria playing the role of being an expert, role of being one of the best. The only place that is not working is Nigeria. So the biggest country with 200 million people, generating 4,000 megawatts of electricity, generating and distributing, and every day all you hear, power grid fail, this one fail. In every other country, you just go in and put your switch. You don't even know which is power company. Don't know. Nigeria is one story of the other. The second biggest country in Africa is South Africa in terms of economy. 60 million people. They are generating and transmitting and distributing about 50,000 megawatts. And we are doing 4. In the past 3 weeks, South African government had declared emergency in power. You can go and Google it. They declared emergency because they said the power is not enough, it's affecting production, it's affecting this. So they've now said anybody can generate power up to 100 megawatts without license. So somebody who is generating about 50,000 have declared emergency. And somebody who is generating 4 have not even declared anything. When he should have done, what he would have done now is not to declare emergency, but to, I don't know what he would have declared. Maybe only God knows what he would have declared. But he has not declared anything. It's still normal. Countries have declared war on criminality. Nigeria have not done that because it was not necessary. You don't have a situation where kidnappers kidnap people in this time and age, take them to the bush, stay there with 1 month, feeding them, phoning their family to come and bring money. Often a time, if the person is sick, they even allow some doctor to come and treat the person and go back. But the police don't know where they are. The only person who don't know where they are is police. But doctors know where they are. To go and treat the person if he's sick. So they wait. At this time and age that if you call phone anywhere, everybody know where you are. They are using phone and negotiating with the families. And the families are telling people, police, that they called this morning, but they don't know where they are. These are the confusions we want to stop. This is what we want to stop. We want to stop people from stealing public money. They will tell you, no, you can't stop corruption. And nonsense. We know those who took the money. It's very easy. The easiest thing you can fight is corruption. We have all sorts of things. We want to cut down the cost of governance. It is totally unacceptable. You make Peter be governor, he becomes the richest person in the state. In any country where politicians or those in government are richer than